Dr. Harold Mason, one of the most astounding men in the field of medicine and surgical procedures. Dr. Mason began his work at Green Hill Medical Center, Massachusetts. For years he was on top of the medical world. Writing books and being featured in countless shows were just a few of the things he did in his time. As years passed by, he began to fall from the charts and feel distant to those around him, until he was thrust into poverty and lived from paycheck to paycheck in low-income housing, until one day in surgery he cut open a patient and never sewed him up. The stress of all his work caught up with him, and he began to do terrible things to his patients, cutting them up and torturing them in the center. He was found out after investigation into his goings-on and thrown into prison on multiple accounts of murder. 20 years later, he was released on probation for good behavior, but after a year the police lost track of him and assumed that he had killed himself. Harold purchased a factory in the middle of nowhere and opened a private practice for the mentally insane named Hearthwood Asylum. Town members from surrounding areas began to go missing when Hearthwood opened, as Mason chose his patients. Toxic fumes sprayed from the stacks above his factory, and sounds of torment could be heard emanating from the walls for miles around. Dr. Mason's experiments still continue to this day in his Fright Factory.